She was lost, alone, and standing in the pouring rain. Then she asked the unthinkable, and his reaction left her in tears. Rain poured over the quiet streets of downtown Seattle. Amber, a young woman barely 20, stood shivering under the dim light of a street lamp. Her worn coat did little to keep out the chill, and her hands trembled from both cold and fear. Life had been unkind lately. She had lost her job, her apartment, and now she wandered the streets with no one to turn to. From the shadows, the growl of a motorcycle engine broke the silence. Ah, a Hells Angels biker rode slowly past, his leather jacket adorned with the infamous skull patch. Amber watched him, her heart racing. Most people would have walked past her, maybe thrown a glance, but not him. He stopped. She swallowed hard and took a step forward. "Can I hug you?" she asked, her voice barely audible over the rain. The biker, a tall man with rough hands and a weathered face, froze. His world was one of toughness and survival, where emotions were often hidden behind gruff words and dangerous reputation. Yet in that moment, something in her gaze, the pure, raw vulnerability, cut through his hardened exterior. He slowly dismounted, his boots splashing through the puddles. The rain soaked him instantly, but he didn't seem to notice. Amber's eyes welled up as she stood there, unsure if she should feel embarrassed for asking. Without a word, he opened his arms. It was a hesitant hug at first, almost mechanical, but as Amber buried her face in his chest, her tears soaked through his leather jacket. For the first time in years, he felt the weight of someone else's pain pressing against him, and it stirred something deep within. "Hey, it's okay," he said softly, his voice rough but gentle. He had never been one for comforting words, but they came out unbidden, honest. Amber sniffled, trying to compose herself, but she couldn't stop the tears. The hug wasn't just warmth against the cold. It was understanding, a fleeting moment of human connection in a world that often seemed cruel. After a long minute, they pulled apart. Amber looked up at him, trembling but smiling through her tears. "Oh, thank you," she whispered. He nodded, adjusting his jacket. "Take care of yourself, kid. You'll get through this." He mounted his bike again, but this time, as he rode away, Amber felt a strange sense of hope. The world could be harsh, but there were moments of kindness in the unlikeliest of places. Even from someone with a reputation as fearsome as the Hells Angels, compassion could shine through. Amber watched him disappear into the rain-soaked streets, holding on to that warmth. She realized that sometimes all it takes is one unexpected act of kindness to remind you that hope still exists. And on that rainy night in Seattle, it had found her in the most unlikely of ways.